It was the coldest night of the year when Daniel found two little girls sitting by the roadside, shivering under a broken streetlight. Their clothes were torn, their tiny hands wrapped around each other for warmth, and their eyes, those deep, ocean-blue eyes, looked up at him with a silent plea. He almost drove past. He almost kept going. But something inside him, maybe the same thing that kept him awake on lonely nights thinking about his own little daughter, made him stop. He didn't know that one act of kindness that night would change his life forever, and lead him straight into the world of a man who had everything money could buy, except love. Daniel Parker's old pickup truck rattled down the icy road like it was taking its last breath. His hands were rough from the long hours at the construction site, his back sore, and his mind heavy with unpaid bills stacked on his kitchen table back home. He was a single dad, had been for 3 years, ever since his wife, Melissa, died of cancer. Their daughter, Lily, was only 7 now, a bright-eyed girl who still waited for her mom's bedtime stories, even though Daniel could barely hold his voice steady when he tried to read them. That night, the wind howled through the mountains. Daniel was returning home from his shift, thinking about how to stretch $42 until Friday, when his headlights caught two small shapes huddled by the roadside. At first, he thought they were stray animals. But as he slowed, he saw them clearly, 2 little girls, no older than Lily, their identical faces pale from cold, their dresses damp and muddy. "Hey! Are you all right?" he called, stepping out of the truck. The girls looked up. One of them clutched a worn-out teddy bear. The other hid behind her, eyes full of fear. We got lost," whispered the braver one. "Our car broke. Daddy went to find help but he never came back." Daniel's heart twisted. The night was freezing, and the nearest town was 10 miles away. He couldn't just leave them. "All right, hop in," he said softly. "I'll take you somewhere warm." The girls hesitated, then climbed into the truck, their little bodies trembling. Back at Daniel's small home, he wrapped them in blankets, made them cocoa, and cooked the last of his instant noodles. Lily, curious and kind-hearted, quickly bonded with them, especially when she learned they were twins. "What's your names?" she asked. "I'm Emma," said one. "This is Ella." Daniel smiled at them. Pretty names. The night stretched on. The twins eventually fell asleep beside Lily on the couch, their faces peaceful for the first time. Daniel sat across from them, wondering where their father was. He wanted to call the police, but the nearest station was closed at night, and the storm outside was only getting worse. He sighed. Just one night, he told himself. They'll be safe here till morning. What he didn't know was that far away, a desperate man in a black coat was tearing through the snowstorm, searching, calling their names, his voice breaking in panic. That man was William Anderson, a name Daniel would soon never forget. Morning light crept into the small house, painting everything gold. The storm had calmed, and the world outside was white and still. Daniel cooked pancakes with what little flour was left, smiling as the girls giggled over syrup. For a moment, it felt like family again, warm, complete, and almost happy. But peace didn't last long. A knock came at the door, sharp, urgent. Daniel opened it to find a man standing there, his clothes soaked, eyes wild with fear and relief. "Emma!" "Ella!" the man shouted, pushing past him. The twins screamed in joy and ran into his arms. Daniel blinked, confused. "Sir, are you their father?" The man turned, tears in his eyes. "Yes. I'm William Anderson. I've been looking for them all night." The name rang a faint bell. Daniel remembered seeing it on billboards, charity galas, luxury real estate signs. Anderson Holdings. The man was a millionaire. William thanked Daniel repeatedly, his voice breaking. "You saved my daughter's lives. Please, let me repay you. Anything you want." Daniel shook his head. "No need for that. I just did what any father would do." But William insisted. He invited Daniel and Lily to visit his estate so he could thank them properly. At first, Daniel refused. He was used to being invisible, to working hard and staying unnoticed. But Lily's eyes lit up at the thought of visiting a big mansion, and Daniel couldn't say no to her. The next day, they arrived at William's grand estate. It was like stepping into another world: marble floors, crystal chandeliers, everything shining. Lily ran with the twins through the gardens while Daniel stood awkwardly in his old coat, feeling like he didn't belong. William watched him quietly. "You know," he said, "when I saw my girls asleep this morning, safe and smiling, I realized something. I have all this, yet I couldn't give them what you gave in one night." Daniel frowned. "What's that?" "Love," William said simply. "Warmth. Humanity." Silence hung between them. Then William added, "You said you're a construction worker? Come work for me. Project manager. Full pay, benefits, home near the estate. You deserve more than what life's handed you." Daniel was speechless. I can't take charity." "This isn't charity," William said softly. "It's opportunity. For Lily. For you." After long hesitation, Daniel agreed. Months passed. Daniel rebuilt his life, not just with money, but with purpose. Lily grew up with new friends, and the Anderson twins adored him like a second father. William and Daniel's friendship deepened, built on gratitude and shared understanding of what truly mattered. And one spring afternoon, as they watched their children play together under the blooming cherry trees, William said something Daniel never forgot. "You saved my family that night, Daniel. But maybe you also saved me from myself." Daniel smiled quietly. Sometimes it takes losing everything to remember what's really worth keeping. And as the sun set over the golden fields, it wasn't about the millionaire or the poor man anymore. It was about two fathers, one rich, one struggling, who both learned that love, not wealth, was the greatest fortune of all. Kindness is never wasted. Sometimes, the smallest act of compassion can open doors to miracles we never saw coming.